All right, students, this is part one of our gem drawings. So we're going to be working on small square paper. You'll need a pencil and a ruler to get started. Near the top of our paper, I'm actually going to line my ruler up with the edge of my paper just so that I know I'm drawing a straight line. And I'm going to draw a line that does not quite connect to the sides of my paper. I want to leave a little bit of space on each side, okay? When we're drawing with rulers, it's really important that you use the hand you do not draw with to hold the ruler in place. And then the hand you do draw with, when you're drawing with your pencil, you keep the pencil touching the ruler the whole time so that when you move your ruler, you have a nice straight line. I know many of you already know how to do that, but just a review in case you did not. Next, we're going to make two lines that angle downward. So I'm going to just angle my ruler. I'm going to line it up to the edge of that first line, and I'm going to go ahead and angle it down maybe about an inch. Doesn't have to be exact. Okay, try to make them about the same length. Doesn't have to be perfect. Then we want to connect those with a straight line. Okay, then we are going to connect these two corners down at the bottom of your paper. So line the ruler up with that corner. Try to get it about the center. You might want to put like a little dot there. See, this is the center of the shape. Maybe a little dot there could be a good guide. So I'm going to line my ruler up from the corner here to my dot that I have to guide me. Okay, I am going to now create 4 spaces in this bottom section. So going from this point up to here, I want to make 3 marks that are evenly spaced out. So I'm going to go about here, 1 in the middle, 2, and 1 here, 3. So I have 3 lines marking where my lines are going to connect. Evenly spaced here. I did not measure them. I'm just kind of eyeballing it. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm going to line my ruler up from the pointy bottom part of my gem up to that first line and connect it. Do the same thing going to the other 2 lines. Okay, last step is to add our triangle shapes up in this top section. So from each of those measurements, we are going to draw diagonal lines that go up and then down, kind of like a zigzag line. All right, and you have your gem drawing. Once you are at this stage, you are ready to move on to oil pastels. So let me grab my oil pastel basket. For our gem colors, we want to pick something a little bit on the darker side. We want to stay away from yellow. It's not going to work very well for the effect we're trying to get. I think blue and purple work best for these gems, maybe green as well. But yellow and red and orange, maybe red might work, but yellow definitely not. I'm going to do blue for the video. So in each of these shapes, what you're going to do is you are going to start off coloring one side of the shape nice and dark with that oil pastel. So I'm going to fill it in all the way. And when you get down to these little pointy areas, it is going to be a little challenging to get all the way into that point. Don't worry about going outside of your lines a little bit. We'll retrace everything with black at the end. So I'm filling it in all the way, and then as I work my way to the other side of the shape, I am going to lighten my pressure, and then I'm going to leave this side of the shape blank. I'm doing that on purpose because we're going to be doing some blending. You're going to grab a white pastel then, and if it's dirty, like this one has some yellow on it, you can just grab a paper towel from by the sink and you can wipe it off to clean it. And then we are going to take that white and we are going to use that to blend that blue all the way into the other side of the shape where we did not color. Okay, so you want it to look something like that. It doesn't have to be perfectly blended, but you want to blend it as much as you can up into that side. Now on this next one, I'm going to, instead of having my dark area down here, I'm going to make it up at the top. I want to kind of switch the area where I fill it in all the way on each shape. So I'm going to fill in the top part of this section to be dark. All right, once you're done doing all of your shading and filling that in, you want to find a black oil pastel and you want to clean it if you need to. And I'm going to use like the edge of the pastel to trace over my pencil lines again to make them stand out. So just be careful on this step because black is messy, and don't rub your hand over it once you start with your black. Okay, this looks so cool so far. I love it. I'm gonna go ahead and cut it out. And I'm done. Whoa, look at this gem. I think that turned out really, really fun. You can go ahead and make more than one of these as well. So go ahead and have fun and make a couple. Maybe we'll hang some up in the building and you can take some home.